Why do I keep failing? Why do I get results and then go back to the start? Why doesn't this ever last? Well, the reason is, for the majority of people, that, well, you still made it outside of yourself. It's something that you have to do. It's something that you don't enjoy. It's something that you're forced to do. So you're still, negotiating with yourself about whether it will get done or not. Whether you should do it, whether you want to do it, whether now's the right moment, if you should do it later, all this kind of stuff. You've left it outside of who you are. So it's really easy then to negotiate with it. It's really easy to let it slip away. It's really easy, as we've spoken before, about once you get out of that pain cycle, once it's no longer so uncomfortable to stay where you are, you reset. Because you never became that person. You never entrenched it into who you are. It was just something that you do. It was something that you were forced to do, like something on your to-do list. Tick it off each day. And it's fantastic that you had the capacity to do that. And it's great that you had the discipline and the follow-through for a period of time to do it. But until it becomes a non-negotiable, until it just becomes part of who you are, how you define yourself, you're gonna constantly have problems with it. You're gonna constantly keep rebounding into who you were because we haven't let go of who you were. You haven't let go of the previous version of you yet. So yeah, you will keep rebounding. Yeah, you will keep having setbacks because you need to make a decision and a legitimate long-term ongoing decision that this is now who you are. Now let's talk about the health and fitness. This applies to all things, but obviously exercise, nutrition, those kinds of things are the easiest ones to discuss on this front. The problem is most people want it to be a quick fix. They want it to be a short-term solution to a long-term problem. And that's not how this works. But that's how most people's brains look at it. You go, I'll do a 90-day program or a 30-day program or whatever it might be to fix my problem. But it's like putting a Band-Aid on an open wound. It's not actually fixing the problem. Yeah, you might have temporarily stopped the bleeding, but you're not actually addressing the underlying issue. You aren't changing fundamentally how you view yourself and how you view the world. This is a problem. And this is why it will keep reverting back. It's why most people, I think it's something like 99% of people, will revert back to where they were or worse within 5 years. Because you're not changing who you are as a person. You haven't redefined yourself. And I know that's a really hard and confronting conversation. I was having this discussion with my wife the other day. The reason why most people won't see what's right in front of them about what needs to be done and what changes need to be made is because that also requires admitting that the choices that they made in the past were wrong. And that's full on. That's daunting. That's scary. But it's necessary. It is a required part of the process. Because, look, I've been there and it was awful. But I was 30 kilos overweight. I was the height of hypocrisy. I was a personal trainer, a transformation expert who was fat. Who on the weekend would stuff his face. Who was ashamed of himself. Who hated the man in the mirror. Whose little girl gave him the gut punch of all gut punches and was like, "Daddy, why are your boobs bigger than Mummy's?" Well, fuck me, because, Daddy isn't a man of his word. Daddy's a fucking liar. Daddy can't follow through on the things he said he would. Dad's a hypocrite. But it's because I hadn't, even though I'd been doing this for years, I hadn't actually defined myself as this person yet. Because I'd lost sight of that. I'd lost track of who I was. And I'd gone back to, well, it's good enough. I'm better than average. I do more than the average person. Doesn't mean it's good. Doesn't mean it's acceptable. Doesn't mean I'm actually in good shape. But I didn't put on those 30 kilos in 6 weeks, 90 days. I put it on over, 12 plus months. Yeah, I lost it all in 126 days because, well, I've been doing this a very long time and I know how to deliver really fucking rapid results. But maintaining that, building that into who I am, making that define myself, not by the man in the mirror, not how I look, but by the actions that I take. By, this is how I eat. These are the decisions I make. These are the things that I do. So I work out every single day. I do a weighted walk every single day. I drink 4 liters of water every single day. I do an animal-based diet every single day. I take a daily photo every single day. These are the things, this is who I am. And every day I'm reaffirming it. Every day I'm building neuroplasticity of it. Every day I'm ingraining those neuropathways of this is the man that I am. And every time I slip back a little bit, I have to catch it then and there. Because it comes from, I think it's James Clear from Atomic Habits. And he talks about it. Missing 1 day is a mistake. Missing 2 is the start of a new habit. That's why there are no days off for me. It's why I teach that it's just every day. Because people who have these, and I get it, I understand it, and I know the principles, and I get all that kind of stuff. But this concept of, 4 days a week, or even Monday to Friday, and then you take the 2 days off. The reason why I think people struggle so much is that within what they're doing is this break. And every Monday you start again. Every Monday you're trying to re-break that habit of taking the 2 days rest. Every Monday you have this uphill battle. And I've seen it for years. I've owned my gym for 13 years. And I watch it happen. I watch people. Monday they struggle. Tuesday's a little bit better. Wednesday's good. Thursday's great. Friday they're cheering because it's nearly the weekend. And then they start all over again. And it makes it difficult. It makes it harder. Whereas if you just fundamentally don't ever stop, it's just who you are. This is what I do. You don't have to question it. I don't have to think about it. It doesn't require any extra thought process. It's a zero choice mentality. I wake up every single day and I'm going to work out. I'm going to do my weighted walk. I'm going to drink my 4 liters of water. I'm going to eat an animal-based diet. I'm going to take a daily photo. Every fucking day. No matter what. There is no negotiations. There is no, I have to debate with myself. There is no, I have to figure this out. That's just what's happening. The only question is, at what time? And even then, I try and get that as consistent as possible. That is not always plausible because, weekends. Sunday is my family day. So they come at very different times. But it's happening. And it's also so ingrained into who I am that it's also ingrained into my family. This is who they know me as. They know that daddy's working out every day. They know that daddy does his weighted walk every day. They know these things happen. They're not asking why, they just go when. And that's how you need to establish it. That you need to redefine who you are. This is when you'll have those next levels of breakthroughs. That's when you can feel confident and more confident. I don't think it will ever go away. I really don't. I don't think that call towards the comfortability, that ease, that sedation, that instant gratification, I don't think that will ever go away. No matter how long you do this, I don't think that passes because, well, A, society is geared towards that. It's geared towards ease and comfort and those kinds of choices. Like, if you drink alcohol or even do drugs, and depending on what they are, that's not really okay, that's just kind of like whatever. But saying no to going out, saying no to drinking alcohol, saying no to junk food, to sugar, to these kinds of things, now you're a fucking weirdo. So society is geared towards supporting you to do shit that doesn't serve you. That's why the majority of the population are in a place that they aren't happy with. That's why we have to demand greatness of ourselves to break free of that. But that draw card is always going to be there. And it's why you have to catch yourself. It's why you have to hold yourself to a standard. It's why you have to surround yourself with people who are also doing the same, who are going to hold your feet to the fire and hold you to the standard that matters. Because that shit matters. But the other side of it is also that I think we as humans are built to find the easiest way to do things. Physically, mentally, emotionally, all these kinds of stuff. We are built towards what's the easiest way to do it. It might not be the best. It might not deliver what we want. It might not deliver the outcomes that we're looking for. But how can we find the easiest and simplest way to get this? And you can even just look at mechanics, like mechanics of your body. So frequently we end up with these injuries, and that's one of the things that I love helping people overcome, is that they have the mechanism injuries, because their body isn't functioning at the highest order, and they're like, why not? And I'm like, because it's found the easiest way to continue to do what you want it to do. It doesn't mean it's right, it doesn't mean it's good for you, it doesn't mean it's not going to cause an injury down the track, but it's found a way to continue moving forward. And I think we as humans are just built that way. We have designed to find the easiest way to continue moving forward, whether that's good for us or not. And so we must catch ourselves. We must find ways around it. We must do things that are going to matter. And as I said, that's why there are no days off, because it doesn't let that creep in. It doesn't let those thought processes of what's the easiest way to do this creep in. It's what's going to deliver the most value. What is the most important thing for me? What is pushing me forward towards where I need to be? Those are the questions that need to be done. And we've spoken about it before, that you have to sacrifice to become the man that you want to be. But what are you sacrificing? Most of the time it's shit that doesn't matter. You need to actually take a step back and analyze what's actually valuable in your life. What is the stuff that's actually delivering value? Because it's not a sacrifice if it has an ROI. If it has a return on investment, it's not a sacrifice, it's an investment. So, quote unquote, sacrificing TV, social media, junk food, alcohol, drugs, any of these dopamine chasing things, well, it's not a sacrifice, it's an investment into your future. It's an investment into being the best version of you. It's the same with when you buy a program, you invest into it. It's only a sacrifice or a cost if you don't do the work. So if you're looking at, demanding greatness, for example, it's only a cost if you're not going to do the work. I'm going to make sure you do the fucking work. So therefore it's an investment. It's an investment into you. Money, time, effort, any of these things is not a cost, is not a price that you're paying if you follow through and do what is required. It is an investment. As long as you get back what you require, that is an investment. And that's how we need to shift our thinking around these kinds of things. Because you're investing into becoming the greatest version of you. You're investing into becoming unquestionably the man that you know you should be. And that doesn't just mean the physical, but I fucking promise you, you do the work, you will be a different man. People will be asking, how the fuck did you do this? They will be in awe of your results if you commit and follow through. But it's not just the physical aspect. It's the mental, it's the emotional, it's who you are becoming. It's building the grit, the determination, the follow through, all these kinds of things. This is who you need to become. This is the man that you are building. And this is the point. Fitness is just the gateway drug. It's just the tool, the method, how we are going to deliver that. But it's about what's up here. It's about who you become in here that matters. That's the separator. That's the difference. And that's what's going to truly change your life. Fitness is just the beginning phase. But how you physically embody yourself, how you show up as a man, how you show up to the world matters. Remember, this is your billboard. This is your walking billboard of who you are. It says to the world that I am serious about my goals. I am serious about what I'm doing. I'm a man of discipline, of consistency, of effort. I'm a man who continues to show up no matter what. I'm a man who can delay gratification. I'm a man who takes my life seriously. Especially as a father, especially as a business owner, especially if you're past 30. Like the amount of people I went to school with, even college with, who were collegiate athletes, who are now completely out of shape, is phenomenal. The amount of people I know who are in my age bracket, and I'm not old, I'm 34, who are not even in great shape, just not fat, is small as fuck. It becomes a real rarity. But that's how you need to start defining yourself. As I'm the fit dad. I don't think there's any greater honor than that. And that's who you need to be, and that's who you want to be. But you have to start redefining yourself. You need to start redefining who you are, because that's when that follow through will come. That's when all of that will happen. When it's not something that you're temporarily doing. It's not a change that you're making for the short term. It's about, this is who I am, and it is now a non-negotiable. This is when the difference will be made. So, my question is for you, my friend. Are you ready for that? Because if you are, click the link in my bio or shoot me a message, and let's get you into demanding greatness. Let's hold your feet to the fire. Let's do the work that is required, and let's help you become the man that you know you should be. Not for a short term, but permanently, to change who you are on the inside so that you can step into being the man that you know and want to be. All of it's waiting. All you have to do is make that investment. Can't wait to see you there.